Hello and welcome to this video where we will be breaking down the new starter set for 40k 2nd edition, priced at £65 or $110 US. The set contains the following. For the Marines, 1 Terminator Captain, 5 Terminators with an assault cannon, and 5 Infamous Marines. The Terminator Captain is 125 points plus any Wargear cards, and the Terminators come to 356 points. Also the option to teleport, that's Deep Strike to Uzumas, adds an additional 50% of the total cost, for a possible total of 534 points. The Infamous Marines are our first Primaris on the channel. Now their stats and points depend on what you want. I personally think 2 Wound Space Marines, even if they cost more, may be a bit much in 2nd edition. So, I have opted to just make them Space Marines with fancier looking power armor. As to the Pyre Blasters, I have chosen to make them a multifunctional flamer, essentially switching the hand flamer and heavy flamer templates around, with the focused option being available to use in close combat only. Editing Bob here. After sleeping on it and rereading the description, I have an alternative weapon profile for the Pyre Blasters here. I think it is more elegant, adding a basic torrent rule for increasing the range by 1d6 inches, and with an extra -1 save modifier than the standard flamer. Both profiles are included in the army list for the boxed set, linked in the description below. As to the flame rule, I know many players like to ignore it, but you can of course use it at your leisure. This brings the Marines to a total of between 676 points at the minimum, to a potential 874 at the higher end, without any Wargear cards. As for the Tyranids, they include 3 new units. Let's visit the Termagants and Ripper Swarm first. 20 Termagants and 2 Ripper bases are 160 points. Simple. You will notice throughout the new entries that many are armed with talons. Talons simply use the strength and natural save modifier of the user and can also parry. No attacks are added for wielding 2 or more of them. Now the Tyranid Prime. I have used the Tyranid Warriors as a template and given the Prime additional stats to make him, essentially, a Tyranid Warrior hero. For now, I have focused on the version in the boxed set, but the army list entry will be fully customizable. It can also take up to 2 biomorphs, making it a formidable opponent and easily the equal of the Terminator Captain. A note on wings. I have decided to give it a dual movement stat, one for being on foot and the other for flying, which I have kept simple, using the rules for gargoyles. However, there is plenty of scope to make the larger Tyranids with wings fly in a different way. You could make them similar to jump packs, or give them the ability to deep strike as if being deployed via a Harridan. When it comes to these rules, use whatever you think is either simpler or more fun and don't be afraid to experiment. This places the Prime at around 92 points, excluding biomorphs and any deep strike ability you may wish to give it. Next, Von Ryan's Leapers. I put these as mini lictors, with infiltrate and dispersed formation, the same -1 to hit ability if they remain stationary, and a suitable close combat orientated stat line. They can also leap in a similar manner to Homagords. The brood can also include up to 1 biomorph. These critters are roughly 48 points, but may be more or less depending on their effectiveness. Last, but by no means least, is the Psychophage. At 178 points, this monstrous beast isn't as tough as a Carnifex, but is blessed with its Psychoclastic Torrent and Betentacled Maw, with the option to take up to 2 biomorphs. It wounds all Psychers in close combat on a 2+, and I have included the most blessed Grey Knights and the Vile Elder in this distinction, with the exception of their heretical Wraithbone constructs and blasphemous Avatar. Its Biostimulus rule gives Tyranid models a 6+ invulnerable save against weapons of a strength of 6 or less. Now, to its weapons. For its Psychoclastic Torrent, I have it as a heavy flamer template that fires the same way as the Hellhound's Inferno Cannon, with the rules of the Calidus Assassin's Neural Shredder. As such, it ignores all energy fields, and its potency is increased should it consume any Psychers. Likewise, the Betentacled Maw is based upon the Lash Whip, giving it 6 of these pre-combat attacks that hit opponents who fail an initiative roll. Should they do so, they are grabbed by the tentacle and receive a -1 penalty to both weapon skill and initiative in the following combat, unless they sacrifice an attack to break free from its grip by passing a strength test. Models with a natural profile strength of 6 are too strong to be grabbed, though suffer the Lash Whip-like hit as normal. Models are counted as being eaten should they be killed in close combat by the Psychophage. Lastly, a note on the aura of Torment biomorph. If taken, this biomorph will not count combined with the Psychoclastic Torrent, as it is not a psychological based test, but more a test against the psychic energy that nearly all life in 40k possesses. Overall, the Tyranids come to around 574 points, plus any biomorphs you decide to take. This all makes the boxed set good for a game of up to 700 points per side, should you upgrade the Tyranids with biomorphs. That concludes converting the new starter set across to 2nd edition. Remember, all new units are unplay tested, and points costs are determined by a mix of the unit creation table and common sense, comparing weapon costs etc. I hope this encourages you to play a game or two. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. If you would like to support the channel, I now have a small merch store over at Redbubble, with a few designs available. I will no doubt add more as time goes on. Redbubble do merch for just about anything. Want a duvet cover that will bring shame to you and your ancestors? Redbubble has you covered. Thanks for watching. Take care.